is now I made a simple reply to the ignorant video that these Freedom Star podcasters put out on me um, approximately October 6th um, of this month, October 6th. Um, it's the Freedom Stars After Dark episode 3, season 1. So if you go check it out, or if anybody even watches it anymore, it's episode 3. But you need to go and check it out to see what the idiot said about me in season 1, episode 3. So I'm going to address that right now, and it's over with after that. First of all, I'm going to try to go down the line of what I heard about me, and I'm going to try to make this quick because, these sassy queens don't like to watch long videos, and they're probably going to replay this one and talk about it on another video because they're that infatuated with me. But that's fine. You could do what you want. After this, I'm done, though, because that was foul. The last video that you made, you're a bunch of suckers. You call me sassy, but you got to light your little incense and have your little smoke blowing in the house to do a simple podcast because you're full of crap. You claim you're about energy and high vibration and all this stuff. You ain't no better. You ain't no better than the slime out there, than the slugs in the street, than the garbage that's out there walking the street, talking shit about everybody else. You're no better than them. You're pretenders. I see right through you now, and I'm glad I left. But let me get back to what I'm trying to say. I got bullet points here that I'm trying to stay on. Um, they said I was sassy in the reply video that I made. If anybody saw that video, I wasn't being sassy in the video, and you guys being the queen of sass, you would call me out because you like to hide behind your keyboard and hide behind YouTube and, stay behind your little phone talking crap behind people's back every day. That's what sass is, not being able to see somebody and tell them something in their face. But you would call me queen of sass, not queen of sass, but sassy for making a video that was simply being a man and addressing what was said about me indirectly in a video that you made. Foul ass video, by the way. So it wasn't being sass, but I said what I had to say in a reply to what you guys said. And because I know you guys can only talk on YouTube or on your phone and hide behind your little machines and your little computers because you never say it to my face. Boom! Mic drop that. Anyway, thanks for keeping up with my subscribers, y'all. Yeah, man, I appreciate that, man. I'm glad that you think it's funny to have a certain amount of subscribers when you're first starting out, like everybody does, you idiot. Nobody has a lot of subscribers. But let's make one thing clear, and we're going to see what the future says about this. Your involvement with me or vice versa didn't have shit to do with my subscribers, homeboy. I was going to get subscribers with or without you. You can try to take, some credit for whatever you said. I got 3 extra subscribers since I messed with y'all. Bro, that ain't shit. I got that in my sleep doing music. That ain't nothing. Subscribers can go up little by little. Sometimes it takes months. Sometimes it takes years. So that little few months that I dealt with y'all, bruh, you're going to take credit for 3 subscribers that I got. Then you're going to try to make fun of me having 82. But then after I got with y'all and did the podcast, I got 85. Whoa. 3 more subscribers. You really changed my life, bro. Really did. Thank you, man. Freedom Stars blew me up. Anyway, thanks for keeping up with that, though, man, and keeping up with my stats and just following me and being the fan that you are. Because best believe I ain't following shit you do, bro. Nothing. So you keep following me and keep seeing what I'm doing because I'm going to keep going up. Best believe that. What's going on, Mortar? What's going on, Siobhan? I'm just sending this message back to these these Freedom Stars After Dark boys that was trying to talk shit about me. Season 1, episode 3. Go look it up if you feel like it. If you feel like, seeing a couple of gay guys talk trash about a straight guy, go look them up. They sound stupid as hell, but it's entertaining. So anyway, like I said, thanks for keeping up with the subscribers, and thanks for loving my music. Thanks for loving my song so much that you wanted to remix it. Ooh, that is out there in the public, the My Party remix. Y'all go check that out too, man. It's called My Party. I got one with just myself on it, but then I have one with two other guys on it. It's My Party the remix. Um, they wanted to do it. They came to me with it and said we love the song. You know, we want to remake it. You know, of course I had to pay for the shit, but we remade it. And it's a remix that you guys will forever be on. Thank you, fans. Appreciate that. Um, let's see. I'm gonna jump to no parent being perfect. No parent is perfect, but no parent has a reason to beat a child half to death. Um, you sound like some stupid idiots to say, you know, the child has to do something, or I'm going to say me. Let's stop talking about the child and using these other terms and shit. I never did anything as a child to get half beaten to death. If I ran from my dad and slammed the door in a house where they pay bills, it was because I was running for my fucking life because he was trying to beat my ass because he had an alcohol problem, which is none of your fucking business, but I still opened up and said it on the podcast. He had an alcohol problem, he had mental issues, which a lot of black men do, a lot of black people do in this society today, have mental problems, and that ain't shit to be made fun of. But just because my dad might have happened to have mental health problems and I didn't know about it as a child, that doesn't mean that I had a right to get beat because I would run from him in fear of my fucking life and slam my door to try to get away from him. But of course, you know, and everybody that's listening, again, season 1, episode 3 of the Freedom Stars After Dark podcast. You know, they tried to spin everything I said to make it all sound negative. And I've known these idiots since 2008, right? These supposed to be my boys. We supposed to be family. We supposed to be tight. But then all of a sudden, you're throwing all this bullshit at me and you're shooting all these daggers and shots at me through Facebook. Not Facebook, but YouTube. You know, you're shooting all this crap through YouTube because you know you never say it to my face. You're cowards, you're punks. But I'm a sissy though. I'm sassy. I'm a follower, right? I overtake. I overtake the conversation. I overtalk everybody and yell, and yellers yell because of it don't even matter why yellers yell. You know why y'all don't yell, you cowards. You little sissies sitting in the house living together playing house with no kids because you can't have no kids because no kids would have you. You're lucky you don't have any kids. You'd probably be in jail or one of them would be running away from home the same way you had to leave home, run from Miami because you couldn't get along with nobody in your family. Maybe that's why you guys never had kids or adopted. Anyway, like I said, no parent has a right to beat their child half to death. I don't care. I almost don't care what the child did. But like I told you, what I did was nothing to deserve getting choked to death, beat to death, or body slammed. When I stole my mom's car at 12, 13 years old, I know a lot of kids that steal their parents' cars and go for a joyride. That still doesn't justify getting almost beat to death. That means you get disciplined, you might get your ass whooped, you get on punishment, you get your phone taken, you're grounded or whatever. But that still doesn't mean beat your kid half to death. You two, Freedom Stars After Dark, will never have kids because you will never be able to take care of another child because you're too selfish and you're too self-centered to care about anybody else but your goddamn self. And I said it right here. You will never have your own kids, ever. And I'm not going to say prove me wrong and all that dumb shit because I know I don't have to say it. You can never have kids. I can already tell by how the little one acts, and then I can tell by how the old fossil acts, and I can tell who's in charge in that dynamic. The old fossil is in charge. The young one just likes to hide behind the keyboard, you sucker. Anyway, and this isn't a dark video because they like to say that too. The last video that I made replying to their video, they tried to say it was dark and don't look at it, don't go to it. It's not dark. It's a man replying to another man, well, a half a man who's talking shit about him. You're trying to downgrade my job status. You're trying to downgrade who I am as a man. You're trying to say I'm a follower. You're trying to say I'm a leech. You're trying to say my wife took care of me my whole marriage ever since you've known me. And it's all lies, bro. And I'm gonna get to all that in a second, but y'all don't do nothing but lie, bro. And I'm sick of it. And I'm making this reply to you liars, and then I'm done with it. I didn't even know y'all made a video about me. I didn't even know y'all made a video about me until somebody told me that you know, there's a video up of you about, you know, you not pulling your weight and you being a leech and all kind of other stuff. And it was weird. I seen that and I had to reply, man. So I had to say something. But never beat your kids half to death. There's no reason, y'all. It ain't no reason for it. I'll never see a reason for that. Um the old fossil tried to call me a closet queen. And that's funny. That's funny, because you wish I was a closet queen, you sissy. Because I saw the way y'all be looking at me when I used to be over there with my arms out, and I used to be wearing those tank tops that showed my arms and showed my chest. I saw how y'all was looking at me, you sissies. You want me to come out of the closet, huh? You wish I was gay. You wish. I love women though, bruh. And guess what? Just because I say I love women doesn't mean I'm never going to get mad at them and have an argument with them, and might in the past have called them out their name. That don't have nothing to do with me loving women as a whole, because I'm a straight man, so all I deal with is women. That's who I'm going to deal with day in and day out is women. So yeah, I might get mad and curse, and in the past I might have called names and all of that shit that was wrong. But that doesn't take away from the fact that I'm a man who still loves women, because I'm a heterosexual. I only deal with women. So that's what I would do. I don't know nothing about the gay community. I don't know how y'all argue, how y'all fight, how y'all make up, or none of that. I don't even know what the difference is in a gay relationship and a straight relationship. But all I know is a straight relationship, because I'm a straight man. Never been gay, never wanted to be gay, and I've never liked men ever one day in my fucking life. You sissies. You wish I was coming out of the closet. Queen coming out of the closet. Whatever that old guy said that don't know shit, you talentless motherfuckers over there just talking shit. Anyway, we gonna get off of that right quick. But shouts out to the LGBTQ community and everybody out there that's supporting your boy D Jones, because I love everybody. But I only mess with women. And there's nothing wrong with that. Love who you love, be with who you want to be with. But don't tell me I'm no closet anything, even though I know that's probably what you want me to be, sucker. Anyway, you guys always talk bad about women. You know, y'all always talk bad about women, and you tried to lie about that in my video and say that you like women even if they don't like you. You subscribe to people who might not like you, even if white people don't like you, or Chinese or Japanese or Korean or whatever, you'll still subscribe to them anyway, which is bullshit, because we've talked countless numbers of hours about who we were friends with, and the only thing you talked about is white people, which you call them Anglos. That's the only people you ever talked about supporting you. And that's the only people you ever told me that you talked about was white people. So don't sit up here and tell me that, you never talk bad about women. You did it all the time, bro. You did it all the time, bro. You always talked about women. And you know why? You talk bad about women because you can't be yourself around them. You couldn't be yourself around your mom. You couldn't be yourself around her sister, none of her family, none of the aunties, no woman at all. You know why? Because you never learned how to be a real man. That's probably why you like another man and not a female who will put your ass in your place. You want to mess with another weak ass man who gonna let you get away with what you want to get away with. And just in case y'all don't know who I'm talking about the young one letting the old one do what he wants to do in the relationship. And you'll know who I'm talking about when you go to the Freedom Stars podcast after dark, because it's one bony one and then there's one old fossil one. And that's the one that's in charge. The old fossil makes the rules. The young one don't know what the hell going on. He just sit behind a keyboard and say whatever the hell he want to say, and then he try to sound eclectic and all smart and shit when he's talking on a computer, but he's dumb as fuck. He don't know shit, and he got to talk to his old man to try to get anything done. I'm sure. I'm sure that's how the dynamic goes. And even though I've known them since 2008, let's get something straight. I haven't been around them since 2008, day in and day out. I've just known them. Okay, I've known people that I went to school with for 20 fucking years. That don't mean we best friends. You know, so while they try to talk about they've known me since 2008 and all this dumb shit, yeah, nigga, but we ain't tight. We ain't close like that. You just know the type of person I am from being around me a couple of times and feeling my energy. Like you said, I had good energy and all this fuck shit. You just know that from the few times that you was around me, but you don't really know me, and I don't really know you two. I didn't know you guys was suckers. I didn't know y'all like to hide behind keyboards and make videos about people because you're too scared to say it to their face. I never knew y'all was like that. But now I'm learning that since 2008. What, 15, 20 years later almost? You know, I'm learning who was friends with doing my hair all this time. Anyway, man, that's water under the bridge. I'm trying to make this thing quick because these cowards don't like to stare at videos a long time. You know, they got to go give each other massages and go eat some carrots and celery and stuff. So let me hurry up. I confided in you too as a means of therapy. All those hours that I spent, and it didn't matter that I could have been working at the time. I had faith in that show, and that's why I came to film the podcast, because I had faith in it. And I used that as a form of therapy. Everything that I told y'all, my deepest, darkest secrets, I told y'all to use it as a form of therapy to try to heal and to try to become stronger from all my traumas. But now I see what kind of people you are. I see that you took all the secrets that I told you, and now you want to put it out on YouTube and tell the world. And I'm not just talking about the stuff that was on the podcast. I'm talking about stuff that I might have texted you privately. Because this is how people get in trouble. And this is why I hate texting people long ass text messages. I'm texting you privately on what's going on. And then you want to get on YouTube and blab your fat fucking gay ass mouth about it and tell everybody about what we said between each other like a bunch of sissies. But you are sissies, so I shouldn't expect anything less, because that's what you are. So now I'm not shocked anymore that you're blabbing your mouth on YouTube. I'm just going to address you like a man would address you. And since I can't see you face to face, I'm going to make a video like you did for me. And it's just a reply. And I'm going to say, this is the last video, and I'm not going to make any more videos after this because this isn't how I do. This is too dark. Hey, Biplob, how you doing, man? Thanks for checking me out, man. I'm just replying to these idiots right quick. The Freedom Stars After Dark idiots. But, you know, I'm the type of person that don't really confide in people. So by me telling you my whole life and my childhood and everything I went through took a lot for me to do, to tell another black men about my childhood and what I went through. And for you to turn that around and turn it into a negative, y'all can keep that friendship, bro. I'm saying that right here, and this is probably why this is my last video. You can keep your friendship, and like your old man said, your associateship, you can keep all that fucking shit over there and bury that shit at the bottom of the motherfucking ocean. And burn it, and then fucking blow it up, and then bury it again. Keep your fucking friendship and your associateship and none of that shit. That's dead. I never talk about people that I'm friends with the way you guys have. Even in calling you misogynist. Nigga, if that's what you are, accept the shit. You know you don't like women. You know you don't like black women. And if you do, prove me wrong. If you're not a misogynist, go into business with a woman after you see this video. And if any women are watching this video, reach out to the Freedom Stars podcast After Dark and try to start a business with them and see what they say. Don't tell me no bullshit, bro. You said you don't like women. You don't like black women. You don't like women in charge. You don't like women in control because they shouldn't be in charge. You said women should not be in charge. That came out of your mouth, punk. Just own it, man. Boom, mic drop. Anyway, kill that noise and everything associated with it. You got no friends over here, bro. Ever again. It's dead. It's gone. It's blown up. Forget about it. I love this part. The radio show that I mentioned to you, that was mentioned to me by a good friend who I've known about 20 years, who trusted in me, gave me a break when nobody else would, brought me to Chicago several times, who's always been in my corner since the beginning, bro. One of them real ones who always believed in me. This guy wanted to start a radio show, black owned, black everything, and he wanted to have the podcast that I was a part of be on the radio show. Like every week we record the show, every time we recorded a show, it would be on the radio show. Now, when I tell people my podcast, you dumb motherfuckers, I'm just saying it in a sense as I'm a third member of the podcast. If I'm one of the hosts, okay, because wordplay is tricky with these, with these sissies, with these sassy guys, okay, everybody was a co-host in the podcast. So I call myself a co-host, but you two were also co-hosts. And we were co-hosts of the same podcast. So if I'm talking to one of my friends, I'm going to say, hey, come check out my podcast. I'm not going to say, come check out our podcast, because they're going to be like, who's our? And I'm not going to name every name that's in the podcast. I'm just going to say, come check out my podcast. It's me, so-and-so, and so-and-so. And sure, if you want to say it was your idea to start the podcast, that's fine. I don't give a fuck. You had the idea, you put the money in, whatever. But while you put the money in to start the podcast, you also complained about needing $5 to braid my hair because that's your job. And when you started the podcast, you didn't get any help with that either. But motherfucker, that's your show. If it's your podcast and you say it's yours, that you started and you built it brick by brick with your own hands, then why the fuck should anybody else worry about how much you had to pay for it? It was your vision, your idea. You pay for your fucking vision. Ain't you a leader? You need to look in the mirror and just assess who the hell you are without that old guy that you live with, because he's full of shit. And he's one of the worst kind of ideas of a man that I've ever seen in my life, who claims that he was working a job since he was 9 years old because his dad used to take his paycheck and go spend it on liquor and weed and smoke it up and wouldn't pay the bills. So you had to go get a job at 9 to help pay the bills? Where the fuck was your mom at? It don't even matter where your mom was at, because you full of shit. Now the gloves is fucking off because you was talking all that shit about how you had it so hard growing up, but nigga, you didn't get your ass beat. You didn't almost die by the hands of your father. You want to take everything that I said on a text message and you want to put it out on the video. I'm not saying shit about no text. I'm saying this straight to you. Well, I guess I'm saying it video to video, because you cowards would never say it to my face, you punks, and I'm looking you right in your face. You would never say this shit to my face. That's why you putting it on YouTube. So I'm responding on YouTube. I asked about that. I asked you guys about the radio show to do it as a group, not to be sneaky. And I'm telling you, with everything in me, all we had to do was agree as a group of 3 if we wanted to do weekly shows on this radio station. All you had to do was say, nah, I want to do this on my own. I want to build it on my own. And that would have been it. That did not mean I wanted to quit the podcast. I had no plans of leaving the podcast and jumping to a radio show, because listen for a second, you stupid idiots. I didn't have a podcast to take to the radio show, so there was nothing that I could do on my own. This had to be a group decision. That's why I brought it to your attention. The only reason why I was a part of a Zoom call is because they made me a part of the Zoom call because they already know me. I'm trying to tell you exactly what these people told me. They already known me for 20 years. So they're going to put the person on the Zoom call that they already know. And they're going to say, hey, go back to the rest of your podcast co-hosts and ask them, do they want to do this? And it's just a yes or no. They're starting the radio station with or without us. But they just want to know, do we want to do our weekly shows on the radio? And since I was a friend of theirs, they added me to the Zoom call. There was nothing sneaky going on. You could have got the minutes from the Zoom call easily because every Zoom call has notes, you dumb idiots. Every Zoom call that you do has notes that you can get afterwards, and it'll have a whole breakdown of everything that was discussed. So you didn't have to miss anything from the Zoom call. So I couldn't sneak and say anything behind y'all back because everything on Zoom calls are recorded. And you can print it out and everybody can see what was said. But you're too stupid because you think you know so damn much because that old guy in your ear was probably talking shit, and you was probably talking shit too, little skinny nothing. You was probably talking shit too, because like you said in that video, as soon as I said something about a radio station, you started feeling weird, and I knew you started feeling weird. That's why you stopped talking to me, and that's how I knew I wasn't going to be a part of the podcast anymore. And that's why you made Freedom Stars After Dark, you fucking punk. That's why you made another show called Freedom Stars After Dark without me. Even though you lied and said you were still going to do that anyway, it was an idea that you had. So if you had the idea to make Freedom Stars After Dark, why the fuck wasn't I a part of it? How come D. Jones wasn't a part of Freedom Stars After Dark as well? How did you make a whole nother show and then start recording the shit without me even knowing what you were doing? Y'all are both fucking liars. Look yourselves in the mirror and assess that shit and understand that you had a real one in your fucking house, and that's why I had to get the fuck out of there, because y'all energy was rubbing me the wrong way. You a couple of fucking coward ass sissies that like to type your aggression out to everybody. And I talk mine. You could never see me face to face and say anything, homies. Never. And I'm far from a gangster, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, I'm far from a thug. I ain't got nothing to do with no street life. But I will stand on my own fucking 2 feet and stand up for myself and speak up for myself. I don't care what kind of follower y'all think I am. Anyway, and I've already spoke on y'all knowing me since 2008. That don't mean shit, bruh. Because look how you turn on me. You've known me since 2008. We try to do a podcast. It doesn't work. So then you go on YouTube and you try to blast me. You try to say I'm gonna leave my wife as soon as I start making money. Why the fuck would I do that? When she would be entitled to half that shit or over that shit if I did that. I ain't got no prenup, you dumb motherfuckers. And why would I wait until I made money to leave anyway if you motherfuckers said I need to work out my problems with my wife and work out my marriage? So in private, you tell me to work on my marriage and talk things out. But then when I quit the fucking podcast, you want to make a video saying, this guy says he loves women, but as soon as he said he makes some money, he's going to leave his wife. Why the fuck would I say that in public? Why would I say it to you? And why would I say it on a podcast for the whole world to see? Y'all sound dumb as hell. And it's a lie, by the way, if anybody's wondering. I never said anything about leaving my wife or any family member, leaving my family behind once I start making money. Because if I was going to leave and do anything different with my life, I'd fucking do it now. Because how do I know when I'm going to start making money? You fucking idiots. I don't know when I'm going to start making money. So, I'm going to leave my wife when I start making money. So then when I turn 95, if I make my first million, I'm going to file for divorce at 95. Come on, man. Y'all sound like some fucking idiots, man. Let me hurry up and get through this thing, man. We almost at 30 minutes. I've never been a leech, bruh. And y'all gonna see that, on their stupid ass video talking about I've, been a leech and lived off my wife and lived off my parents and all this shit. First of all, when I got a car, I had a loan that my dad helped me take out. and a bunch of crap happened that was his fault, and I lost the loan. He decided to pay me back by paying off the car after he saw what he did wrong in the situation. I didn't have shit to do with that situation. Don't bring up my parents still helping me, because I still have my parents in my life who love me and who still want to do stuff for me because I'm still their child, because I'm going to do the same thing for my child if I have to. So don't be mad and don't be jealous because you ain't got your parents in your lives to do shit for y'all, you suckers. Don't be mad at me and jealous because I still have my parents here. I'm blessed to still have my parents alive who I can call for help. Life is fucking hard. And I don't give a fuck how old you are. Just because you're 50 years old don't mean you have your whole life together, especially if you haven't been doing shit with your life since you was 30. If you don't have your shit together at 30, how the fuck does that mean you're going to be straight at 50? Have you ever seen a crackhead 50 years old? Have you ever seen a drug addict 50 years old? Have you ever seen a bum out on the street 50 years old? Yes. Everybody makes fucking mistakes and falls short. It don't matter how old you are, you dumb motherfucker. Just because you're 50 don't mean you got life figured out and you don't need help still. You just a 50-year-old motherfucker who needs help. Stupid? Come on, man. Never been a leech, man. You know what? But that old motherfucker in your house is, and you know who I'm talking about, skinny dude. That old motherfucker that you live with, that's a goddamn leech right there. A old sissy ass leech. A controlling, ignorant leech. And he's the leader of your house. You know? I've had 100 jobs besides DoorDash. You know? My wife's been sick before and laid up in the hospital and couldn't work for months, and I still had to work and pay the bills. Don't never call me no fucking leech. You ain't got no receipts, you bastards. I done had to work and pay bills when my wife couldn't work before. You know, I had to handle the bills. And as a team, we pay bills. Okay? I did a bunch of other jobs beside DoorDash. And I'm still doing other jobs beside DoorDash. Just because I don't tell y'all every fucking thing I do, don't mean you know everything about my life. I do moving jobs. I move furniture. I make money from fucking shows. See, I'm a paid musician, and that's something that you talentless motherfuckers will never know nothing about. I get paid to sing. Just because you have no talent and you sitting there hiding in your house making these stupid ass songs that nobody's ever gonna like, I don't care if people are on TuneCore and Spotify or wherever they are buying your songs. That's fine. That's people sitting at home buying your music so they can listen to it. I bet you can't perform it. I bet you ain't got no stage presence. I bet nobody will ever see you two punks on stage anywhere putting on a show. I bet you don't have the balls to put on a good show. I bet you won't come out of that house and do a show and be a real artist. Let's see when you go on tour. Let's see when you go on that tour and rock them stages. Let's see how you do. I don't care what you did in the past. I'm talking about now. Let's see what you're doing now. And let's see if this video helps your sales. Because since we're talking about each other, that's going to make your views go up, right? So am I going to be responsible if your views go up? And if you get popular, it's going to be because of me, right? It's not going to be on your own merit. It's going to be because D. Jones said something and it's going to make you popular, right? Because you got a beef with D. Jones. But you still want to be friends with D. Jones. But then your sorry ass boyfriend, that old motherfucker, want to call me a leech and down talk me and do all these things that black men always do to each other to keep our race down. And that's why we can't get along. That's why we don't like to express ourselves to each other as black men. We can't trust each other. We put each other down. We always think we're lazy. We could be doing more. We always think another motherfucker could be doing more. Like our life is so perfect. That's why black people can't get along now. That's why black men can't get along. You don't know who the fuck you're telling your secrets to, and then they're just gonna spread them across the whole damn city and not give a fuck. And I spilled my heart to you fucking sissies for hours at a time every week. Just to have y'all turn around and try to badmouth me, for you to say when I make a lot of money, I'm gonna leave my wife, for you to say I said I love women, but when I was telling you a story about a what did you call it? A female, you know, I called her a nigga bitch, but then I supposedly like females or love women. Well, I do love women, but I don't love hoes. I don't love ignorant motherfuckers. And I'm going to stand on what I said in the last video. I hate misogynists. And that's what you two are. You don't like women, especially black women, your own kind. And that's not just talking, bruh. I'm not just saying anything just to talk out of the side of my mouth. You know what you said. And it don't even matter now, you know, because we could go back and forth for the rest of our lives all fucking day long. But you know what you said. And I know what I said. But it don't even fucking matter. But I'm just letting you know I heard you and I'm responding like a real man. But like I said at the beginning of this video, this is going to be the last one because I'm not going to keep saying this shit back and forth all day long like two fucking kids in the schoolyard. I stand 100% on every word I say. Every goddamn word I say. Either face to face or on social media. I stand on every fucking word I say. It don't just have to be online, okay? And I want y'all to understand this. I'm not just a person that has to talk shit on social media or on YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, any of this shit. I will see you face to face and say whatever I have to say. But since I was approached through video, I'm responding through video. You know, and just like, you know, those other ignorant sissies said, you know, you're not going to see any more ignorant videos from me. You're not going to see me responding to any talentless peons ever again, because I'm not going to waste any more of my breath or my life talking about people who are beneath me and who don't matter. It don't matter what you say. You know, I'm just not responding anymore. I had to respond to this one though, because I heard a lot of crap in y'all video, and Freedom Stars After Dark are full of crap. Both of them are full of crap. They're talentless peons, full of crap. Get a real job to the little one that does hair, your little hairdresser. Get a real job, bro. You don't even have a sink in your house to wash your client's hair. Get a real job that can afford you a sink before you talk about somebody doing DoorDash. People work DoorDash full time every day for hours a day and pay their rent with that. I know people who are in a relationship who only work DoorDash because y'all sound like fucking idiots. DoorDash is not just a side hustle. It can be a side hustle, but I know people and I've met them personally who only do DoorDash 10, 12 hours a day. They both do it together and they have a nice ass apartment or a house together. And that's all they do is DoorDash. Know what you're talking about before you just say shit, especially the one in the house that's 60 years old, that's still dumb as fuck, even though he worked since he was 9. You dumb fucker. Have some sense about yourself. You look in the mirror, your old ass look in the mirror, and don't never try to come for me, sissy, because I know who I am. I know my identity. You know? We're going to keep riding this following thing into the ground, right? This sidekick thing. Well, we're going to see who the follower is now. We're going to see who the sidekick is in these videos. And we're going to see who seemed more butthurt in the videos, because I don't feel butthurt about these videos. I'm just replying to what you cowards said. And like I said, you know, get a real job. You know, I don't care where you work at. I don't care where the older guy works at. Get a real job where you can afford a sink in your house to wash your client's hair. If you're going to be a beautician, you should have a sink, bruh. Anyway, I'm out. I'm done with this. It's under 40 minutes. I hope it ain't too long for you cowards, you Freedom Star After Dark assholes. I hope this ain't too long for y'all, but we cutting it before 40 minutes. So y'all have less to look at. Peace. Or no peace, actually.